It's Pyre King, and I'm really excited to do a 2022 year-end review and a 2023 update. We got a lot to cover here. Instead of doing a normal updated blog post, I thought I'd do a video because I have a lot to show you, some big surprises for 2023. Really excited about that. I hope you guys are enjoying your holidays, sitting back, relaxing with family and friends, and that you guys have something special planned for New Year's on 2023. Now, a huge, massive shout out to the supporters making all of 2022 happen. We have over 940 supporters as they're making this video. I'm just blown away. Huge thank you. And as a special acknowledgement to all of you supporting me here, at the end of this video, we'll be rolling the credits with all of your names with some gorgeous new artwork we're going to be using to the updated versions of Legends of Barovia to some Ravenloft theme music. Now, before we get started, some other special acknowledgments. You know who they are. They've made this all possible. First and foremost is my partner in this epic journey for the last 18 months, over a year and a half, and that's DM Andy and his gorgeous battle maps. I mean, when I look at these battle maps, I get kind of sucked into all the little details, and they're really inspiring and help me create some wonderful stories. In fact, he made some special ones just for Legends of Barovia. One of my favorite ones is the Bullywog Village. I mean, that was just so awesome. I'm really excited about it, and we're here at the end of the year working on Ravenloft. We're really excited to finish up Ravenloft with these gorgeous maps by DM Andy. Now, DM Andy does make these maps available to the public for free. There's a link in the description down below. And he makes a version for us for the WebP version for Foundry available. However, if you're interested in the 8K high resolution, the nighttime, the daytime, the weather effects, grid, non-grid, whatever, go over there to DM Andy's Patreon page, support him, get access to those high resolution maps with all those different effects. They are gorgeous. Highly recommend them. There's a link to DM Andy's Patreon down below in the description. In addition, none of this would be happening on Foundry if it wasn't for Blair. Blair has designed the Scene Packer module that has allowed us since the inception to bring these amazing adventures to Foundry. Blair is also a module developer for Foundry, also works with our members on our Discord for any support, and I'll be working with him on some projects for next year. Blair stepped up to the plate as well when we went from version 9 to version 10. There were so many people scared about upgrading to version 10 with the modules work or not. Blair, the genius that he is, came up with a version 9 plus modules. These are modules, adventure modules designed, Foundry Adventures for Legends of Barovia, designed in version 9, but are backwards compatible to version 8 and forward compatible to version 10. So without skipping a beat, all of those people that were upgrading to version 10 could continue to enjoy the Foundry Adventure modules, Legends of Barovia, as well as those on version 9 and a few of those on version 8. So huge shout out to Blair. September, we cranked it out. It's like 38 modules we upgraded in September so that you, the supporters, would not skip a beat. You can enjoy Legends of Barovia, whether you're on 9, 8, 9, or 10. Huge, massive thank you and shout out to Blair. As well. If you are interested in creating your own adventures for Foundry, or you're looking for some module support or design, Blair is well established in the Foundry community, well connected, well respected. He's on our Discord server, but check out his Patreon link down below. Reach out to him if you're interested in doing something amazing on Foundry. He's an amazing guy. Now, we got a new member to our team this year, and that's Jesse Winters from Dual Storytelling. Jesse Winters is a professional copy editor and content editor, and while Dual Storytelling does focus on fictional literature, Jesse's a unique breed because Jesse is also an editor for role-playing content. You can find some of the content that he's edited on DMS Guild, Drive-Thru RPG, and he is editing the new guides for us. Really excited about Jesse joining me in this epic journey and helping me get these guides out to you. Now, if you're interested in some professional editing and copy editing or content editing, especially with somebody who is well-versed in role-playing games, including 5th edition, check out Dual Storytelling. There's a link in the description down below. Now, a couple of special shout-outs here. First and foremost in our special shoutouts is we have one of our own Patreon member who stepped up and has begun translating all of the PDF guides to our members in French. We have a growing French-speaking community, and Tisu stepped up and he's been translating these into French. He's also the moderator of the French member section in our Discord server, and lately you've been seeing these gorgeous new tokens that he has been designing. We've been releasing those with the new guides. They're really awesome. Huge special shout out to Tisu for doing this. And I was fortunate enough when I recently visited Paris to sit down and have a coffee with him in Paris and seeing some of the stuff that he's working out. Huge thank you and shout out to you. And in addition is our Discord moderators. Now, they're just not moderators because we have a really good, healthy community on Discord that doesn't need a lot of moderation, if any at all. But what they've really brought to the table is new stat blocks, helping people with encounters, DM tips, player tips, suggestions, helping people understand stuff, even stepping up with people, with helping them with Foundry. So a huge shout out to both Hawk Talon and Crypto Keiju for really making a difference in our Discord community. We have over 800 people on there. You don't have to be a member to join. People are sharing ideas, content, stat blocks, encounter help, DM tips. It's a great community. There's a link to our Discord down below. Make sure you stop by and say hello. By the way, DM Andy, Blair, Jesse, and Tisu, all of those people are on our Discord. Discord is helping out as well. And a special shout out to Elvin Kari. Elvin Kari is the one that got me all started. She helped me put the Discord together. She helped me with all the stuff that you're seeing here. She's behind the scenes, but huge shout out. She was a player in my campaign. She's also runs a Twitch channel, Twitch stream, and also is a dungeon master. So big shout out to you as well. I know she hasn't been feeling well over the holidays, so big kiss. Hope you get better over the holidays and I hope to see you around really soon. So with all the thank yous out of the way, all the special shout outs, let's talk about 2022. Now I want to show you something here in 2022 because when I first started this, I had a lot to learn here, and I'm improving my craft here. So we're gonna drop down in here and take a look. In 2022, I ended up moving into my apartment. I'm here sitting in my brand new apartment. I'm sitting at a desk that I actually made, a big wood desk. Got my computer and everything set up here. And what did we do in 2022 with your help? We put out 22 detailed timestamp video guides for Curse of Strahd. I kicked off the year with the Wolf Den. We did the Wolf Den, the Warg Cave. Let's get up to it. Where were we here? The Wolf Den, the Warg Cave, Brez Hexcrawl, the Burgermeister Ruins, the Church Ruins in Brez, the Bullywalk Village, Baba Lazaga, the Winery, Yesterhill, all the Salinka Pass ones, Bar Gao, which was a new addition, two big ones for the Amber Temple, Argynvost Holt, the Spider Queen, and now we're 4 into Ravenloft. All of those detailed timestamp videos. By the way, that's over 250 hours of video, timestamp video for 2022. In addition to that, we came out with 20 PDF guides, early release PDF guides for our community, 20 Foundry adventure modules in V9 Plus, updated them all to V9 Plus. I also did 26 of the Zen videos. The Zen videos, you may not be interested, I know a few people are, is I just put on some ambient music and I start walling and lighting DM Andy's gorgeous battle maps to some Zen music, but there's 26 of those. I even put out some Foundry tip videos and some other content as well. So it was a huge, really productive year in 2022. And it all happened because of you, the supporters. Now, when I started this journey through Curse of Strahd, I had two questions I asked myself in the beginning. I knew I would finish this project. I wasn't too sure how long it would take. I thought a year and a half, maybe 2 years. But I had two important questions. And since we're here in December, we're here at Ravenloft at the end of the year, I'm going to answer those questions for you because the answer to these questions are really important about what I'm going to be doing in 2023. So the first question I asked myself now from the beginning was, Am I as enthusiastic and as excited about working on this project as I was 18 months ago when I started? And the answer is overwhelmingly yes. In fact, I am more excited and passionate about this project now than I was in the beginning. And I'll tell you why. There's two reasons. Number one is I learned so many things. I got better at making videos. I got better at learning Foundry, working on more and more excellent stuff for D&D 5e rules, learning new skills, using how to use GIMP software, and doing voice acting as well. So there's so much stuff to learn. It was really exciting. But more importantly, the people that I met so many amazing people on our Discord channel, Patreon members and supporters helping out, offering their own ideas and suggestions, Tisu making tokens, people writing and helping with content. I mean, just an amazing group of people that I was fortunate enough to meet on this epic journey through the lands of Barovia. So huge thank you to all of you. So yes, I'm as passionate, as enthusiastic as I was since I was on day one. In fact, more so. The second question that I asked myself at the end of this journey here today was would this be, or was this project fungible? Meaning, would I be able to get enough support to fund the dedicated time and cost needed to do this project? Now, I initially set an expectation, a realistic expectation of 200 supporters. And why 200, it seems low today, was we're talking about Dungeons & Dragons, Curse of Strahd, and Foundry. So it's a very niche market. And I thought, well, 200 is a realistic level of supporters to shoot for $4 per content release. And maybe if I'm lucky at the end of it, maybe I'll get 400. We're at 940 and we're not even finished. So I am completely blown away and humbled by this experience. Obviously, a lot of you really like what I'm doing, really appreciate it. And the overwhelming support, man, it's blowing me away. So yes, your support is making a huge difference. Now, the answer to these two questions are really important because my first big announcement for 2023 is I am redoubling my effort, refocusing and putting more time and effort into Legends of Barovia, but also a new big project. I love this, and with your support, I'm able to do this. And the amount of time I'm going to be putting into this, it's going to be pretty much full time. I'm going to be working on this 7 days a week. Well, probably 6 days a week. I think about it all the time. I'm super passionate. It's because of you. So starting in 2023, I'm dedicating even more time. I'm going to be putting in over 40 hours a week working on all of this content. A lot of stuff to share with you. Really, really excited about it. And it all happening because of your support. Now, let's talk about, we talked about what we did in 2022. We talked about me making a big commitment for 2023. Let's talk about Legends of Barovia. Where are we now and where do we expect to go in 2023? So as you know, we've got 4 of the Ravenloft videos done. I've got a couple of more to do. Andy's finishing up those maps. We've got the Spire maps done. I'm working on writing the content for that. It'll be released shortly in early January. He's got 2 more maps to do, and then we have the Pillar, the mega dungeon, or I wouldn't say mega dungeon, but the dungeon inside the Pillar itself. So we've got some content to finish up here in January, and that would be the ending of the main locations in Curse of Strahd and Legends of Barovia. But we will be adding some bonus content and some more content next year. We've already discussed the Mad Mage. As you know, if you've been following the lore, there's the Habsburg dynasty, the heir to the throne. I've already got a map for their old manor. So we're going to be adding more content once Ravenloft is finished. Now, when that content is released next year, I'm not certain. We're going to have that periodically throughout the year. Now, in addition to the bonus content after Ravenloft is completed, we are updating and creating brand new PDFs. Now, let me tell you how this goes, the process. As you know, we've been releasing these, what I would call early release playtest PDFs to the supporters. This is content that I've been putting together and weaving the story together. I think we have 30 or 40 of them now. And from you, the supporters, you give me your feedback, your suggestions, your ideas, your comments, your criticisms, your fixes. It's very important that I hear from you. And I take all of your comments, and I have lots of comments. And I put a final draft together. And that final draft, PDF draft, it goes to Jesse Winters in Chicago. And we go through several, it's an iterative process, several processes. He does some content editing, then copy editing to create a final version of the PDF guide. When that happens, I put in new artwork, there's a new layout, and we get new tokens from Tisu to create a final version. Let me show you one of those. And there's some of those have already been released. And here's one right here. This is Village of Barovia, the final PDF for Village of Barovia. And we've got, as you can see, it's got a new look and feel to it. And we also have a nice map here of the Village of Barovia in the beginning of the guide. We've got the new artwork in here. We got the new tokens. And you can see some of your content, some of your ideas and suggestions put in there. Got some ideas for adding and fixing the Perry Whipple, adding an additional encounter here. Also the stolen loot from the gates of Barovia. Well, Centauri sold them to the Vistani women here, who gave them to the Vistani women, who sold it for 10 gold to Perry Whipple to give to his uncle. So the players can get their own loot back that Centauri stole from Perry Whipple here. So that was a suggestion that we added in there. Thanks to you guys. We updated the Dream Pastries with some alternative with the Dream Pastry ideas. We put that in there. That's from you guys. Also, we wrapped up the conclusion with Rescue Willa. That was updated in here. Something in Bildrith. One of the suggestions was update and create a new stat block for Irina, which we did. We got a great new stat block, great new artwork in here. We also fixed the wolf encounter with some tweaks to that, and a big change and update to the Strahd demonstration at the end. Some people thought, I got a lot of great feedback about adding spells in there. Show Strahd some of his capabilities and also get the DM familiar with some of the capabilities that Strahd has with some spells in there, and taking a little bit of a lashing, thumping to Ismark, kind of demonstrating his power to the players with Phantasmal Force and Dance Macabre, which I thought were two great spells to put in here. And we got this stat block in here. I also went through and created links back to D&D Beyond. So if you want, for instance, the stat block from D&D Beyond, guess what? It's there. So you can go ahead and download her stat block. So the new creatures, new items are now also in D&D Beyond. So we put a lot of work in these new PDF guides in here. We already have the campaign guide with the player guide that's released. We've got the alternative Death House, Count's Manor. That's, oh my gosh, that's awesome. A lot of new cool stuff in that. We've got the Village of Barovia, which we're seeing here, and the Crossroad. Jesse Winters is just, cranking this out, and so is Tisu with those tokens. So we're really excited about that. Now, one of the things that I was wrestling with and I thought about is, when I get these final PDF guides, do I put them up on DMS Guild for a shiny penny, or do I release them free to the entire community? And I chose the latter. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, that's a little crazy. You just decided to make a full-time commitment to this next year, and now you're giving away these PDF guides for free. Well, I have a reason for that, and it's important for me to share it to you, to the supporters, why I'm releasing these beautiful PDF guides for free to the community. I came back to Dungeons & Dragons in 2020. I was playing in the 1980s, the basic and expert sets, AD&D, played I6 Ravenloft, and then obviously real life gets in the way. I joined the Navy and things happen, and now it's 2020, and I was with it on a backpack, checking off one of my bucket lists I was going to do the El Camino Santiago. It's a pilgrimage through Portugal and Spain. I arrived in Lisbon with just my backpack, computer, and camera. And you know what happened in March 2020? The world shut down. Now I'm stuck in Lisbon, living out of an Airbnb, and I fell down the internet rabbit hole, as we all do, and discovered that not only was D&D and role-playing games alive and well, they were going through this renaissance. I learned all about Reddit, Discord, virtual tabletops. But one of the most important things in that process was I didn't have a job, and I had limited finances. I was going to be backpacking for a couple of months. And I was so fortunate to find and very thankful that D&D Beyond and Wizards of the Coast provide the 5e core game rules, basic rules, for free, and so much content on D&D Beyond, including creating characters for free. So I was able to get back into the hobby with very low entry for me to get back into the hobby. And then when I discovered so many people on Reddit and Foundry, people sharing their content and their ideas and helping me out for free, I was just kind of overwhelmed with this amazing community that I met. And so as a positive give back to the community, I am now making all these guides, PDF guides, the final ones that we have here, free for the entire community. So you got the detailed video timestamp guide and now the free PDF guides. All of these are available for free. So share them, give them around. They're all up there for you to enjoy. I'm really enjoying this. Now, so what can we expect for 2023 in review? The new free PDF guides, we're going to be releasing at least one a month. That's the schedule Jesse and I are on. Perhaps two. We already got quite a few released. Once the PDF guides are done, I'll be taking all of that content out of the PDF guides, including the new artwork. DM Andy's upgrading some of his maps, including Tisu's brand new tokens and some new voice acting, and be re-releasing all brand new Legends of the Barovia guides in version 10. This is all new, using the journal entries, the new lighting effects, all the new content, edited content from Jesse Winters, new graphics, new sound, upgraded maps, all going to be released. We just released the first one. The campaign guide is released in V10. Now, these are not updates from version 9 to version 10. So if we're keeping the version 9 up there, I'll be releasing Ravenloft in version 9. There's so many people still on version 9. These are brand new in version 10 that are being released. So you can expect those to be released with the PDF guides as well as some new content. Now, January is going to be really focused on Ravenloft, and then we'll be talking about what we're going to be doing with Legends of Barovia for the rest of the year. Now, what else do I have here? So we talked about the free PDFs. Well, here's the next big surprise. As you know, I made a full commitment for next year. We got these brand new PDF guides. We got the new V10. I wanted to make it easier for you to find what you're looking for. And with that said, we have a brand new website. That's right. Now, I created this website with one goal, only one thing in mind. Make it easier for you to find the content that you're looking for. Right now, you have to scroll through a pinned post on Patreon. It's kind of a archaic method of finding what you want. So I wanted to create a website to make it super easy. So there are 3 ways to find the content you're looking for. So when you come to the website, there's a link to the website down below. You click on Legends of Barovia, and you get these tiles here. Each one of these tiles is a different guide. And you can just click on the guide. So for instance, if you want the Count's Manor, the alternative Death House, you click on it and boom, there you go. You actually have some pictures of the token packs, the Theater of the Mind maps, the artwork, and the maps in there. And then down below, you're going to see all these links. You want the free PDF guide that just came out? It's free. There's no obligations. You don't need to do anything. Just download it. It's yours to download. You want the free map packs? This takes you to DM Andy's Patreon page where he has all his free public maps. You want the Count Manor handouts? There they are, Count Manor handouts. Are you a member and you want that bonus content? There you go. There's the Theater of the Mind maps, the sound files, the token packs. Or are you interested in the Foundry module? So all of those are linked there, including the video guides in the bottom. So it's a one-stop shop. You go there, you find everything you need. So you can search for it this way by just going through here and hovering over each one of these tiles, which shows you different locations. There's some ways to sort it too. If you want to see all the Valaki guides, there's the Valaki guides. I've got all the Berez guides here, all the Salinka Pass guides. Made it really simple for you. But let's say you want it even more simple. I just need a list of them. I don't need any fancy graphics. I'm just looking for a list of the guides. Well, just click the guides button right here and boom. You got a list of all of the guides, the free PDFs if they're available, the member stuff, bonus contents, the PDF Foundry Adventure module. So you want here's the Valaki. You want the Blue Water Inn? There's the Blue Water Inn PDF playtesting guide. Free guide's not out yet, but you need the Foundry module. There's the Foundry module. Boom. It's that easy to find what you're looking for. There's a full list of all the guides right here on one simple page. But that's not all. There's a third way to search for the guides that you're looking for. What happens if your players and your party are out there somewhere in Barovia and you're going, what are some of the guides and locations near where my party is? I want to see what the guides that are located near. Well, we've got an interactive, gorgeous interactive map. This is DM Andy's map, fully interactive on the website for free. And you can just zoom in this map and say, oh, I'm over here near the Vistani camp. Oh, Luna Bridge, there's an encounter there? Let's check it out. There it is. I can click on it. Takes me right to Luna Bridge. I can download the playtest guide or the Foundry module. Boom, boom. Now you'll notice in each one of these is there's a little map icon. If you hit the map icon, it takes you right back to that map, to the Luna Bridge. Now what's really cool about this is not only does it have all the guides, but if I zoom in to Vlaki, for instance, Vlaki's a big place. We can't get all the Vlakis on here. If you click on Vlaki and click more, you'll zoom into the town map of Vlaki. And so here's the town map of Vlaki. Check this out. So now we're in Vlaki. I can click on here. What's this up here? Oh, there's the Walker House. There's the town square with all the locations in the town square. Oh, there's the Burgermeister. So you can click on any one of these and then zoom to what you need. So for instance, I'm going to go to the Streets of Vlaki, which has all of these locations. I click more. It takes me to that page. There's the Streets of Vlaki. I can download the PDF or the Foundry modules, and there's the video. 3 ways to find the content that you're looking for. I wanted to make it easier than it is now, and I needed to step up my game, and I think this is a really cool and easy way to do it. So 3 different ways that you can go ahead and find the content you're looking for. Now, you'll probably notice that these aren't linked to Patreon. I needed to, if I'm going to make a commitment to this and a commitment to you, I needed a more robust, feature-rich system to deliver the content to you. Now, Patreon, I'm thankful for the opportunity. Patreon got me here, but I think the next level is moving to something that's a little bit more robust and more feature-rich. And over the last 6 months, I've been experimenting with several platforms, and I found that Ko-fi is the best alternative, checked all the boxes of what I needed to deliver my content to the community. Now, Ko-fi is a competitor or alternative to Patreon. It has all the basic features that Patreon, at the very basic level, Patreon is a blog post with a paywall, and that's pretty much it. Can't do much else than that. Well, Ko-fi has that. They have a paywall blog if you want, membership donation, membership tiers, but they have something else. They have a lot of something else's. They have an online store. So as you notice, if I click on Gates of Barovia and I want the free content, it takes me right to the store with the free. Look, we already had 304 people download the free guide, the campaign guide. So it's all linked to the website. But if you want to search the store itself, you can just say view shop, and it'll take you into the shop here, and you can say I want to see just the version 9. It has member-only stuff, free stuff for donating members. It has the free guides. I can do pay what you want, so all of my player handouts are free, or I'll pay what you want. So if you want to make a donation because you like the Song of the Sunblade, pay $1 and boom. Or you can pay $0 and get it for free. So the shop is fully customizable. I really like that. So I can free content, pay what you want, new content that I'm producing, and as well as member content that only members can access. So for instance, like the bonus content is members only. You can see free to members only here. Or we have just all the member only content, or the V9. Or you want to know what V10 modules? Well, we got one of them released already. So it offers that really robust store. It also offers donations. And one of the things that you'll notice here is on the main page is one-time donation. So if you want to make a one-time donation, since I've started this and I haven't even marketed it, I already have over $100 in donations, and 100% of those donations are going to Jesse Winters for his editing help. So a huge thank for those people that have already donated some money to get those PDF guides, which are released to the public for free. But people have to put some serious work into that. So huge shout out. So if you want to donate, Ko-fi allows for one-time donations. Ko-fi also allows for commission work. I haven't implemented that yet, but I have some great ideas so I can do some special commission release stuff, which I will be releasing next year. So it's a really robust platform, a lot of different features, has Discord integration, it has special streaming integration, has a great tech support, great Discord support community, customer support response really, really fast. I'm really glad I found this because I think it's going to offer to you, both the community as well as the people that are donating, donating members, a better way to get the content that we're producing for you. So check that out. Now, there is another reason why I am transitioning from Patreon to Ko-fi. And that reason indirectly impacts you, but directly impacts me. So I'm going to pull back the curtain for a little bit. I'm a per content creator. By the way, as a legacy per content creator on Patreon, I cannot upgrade to monthly or charge up front. I'm stuck at this level. I've been told over the last year they're going to be fixing it, but they haven't. So I am stuck as pay per content on there. Now, when I charge $4 per content, after the Patreon fees and processing fees and the request for money fees and all the declining charges, I average between 70 to 75% on any given month. That means on a $4 charge, I'm making about $2.80 after all the fees and declines and expenses, etc. On Ko-fi, it's a $6 a month fee to use all of their services, right? Just $6 a month, and I can voluntarily elect if I want to give them a commission of 5%. I don't have to, but I could. And the only fees that I'm paying for are my processing fees, which is PayPal and credit cards, which is, below 5%. So I am, for the same $4 charge, making between 90 to 95%. That means about $360 to $380, about, let's say $380. That's almost $1 difference from Patreon. Now, $1 doesn't seem like a lot to you or me, and it isn't, relatively speaking. It doesn't even buy a cup of coffee in the States. It does, by the way, buy a cup of espresso here in Portugal, which is, I pay usually 60 cents for a cup of espresso. However, when you add that $1 difference to 900 supporters, that's a big chunk of change to me. That's money. If I'm going to make the full-time commitment, I got to pinch pennies here, and that's going to be a huge difference. What does that mean to you? How does that impact you? Why is that important to you? Well, I'm able to keep more of what I charge. That means I don't have to raise my prices. If I stayed doing this full-time on Patreon, I would have to raise my prices because I'm only making 70 cents on the dollar. Here I'm making 95 cents on the dollar. So moving over to Ko-fi is like giving me a bonus, and you guys pay the same amount. And so with that, let's talk about the Ko-fi memberships. So I have two memberships. The first membership is a $4 membership. And this is not per content. This is per month, right? So $4 per month. And what do you get? Well, you get all of those early release playtest PDFs. You get all the bonus content. That's the new tokens, the new Theater of the Mind maps, my voice acting sound files, and more. In addition, you get the entire access to the entire Foundry library of all the content that I have put together, including all the new stuff that's coming out, the new project, which I haven't announced yet. I'm going to be announcing in this video, all of that, and the Discord benefits. And Discord benefits includes support, like from Blair, if you have any Foundry questions or support. So all of that, you get everything I'm producing for $4 a month. Now, you don't have to pay $4 a month. You could pay $5 or $6 if you can afford paying a little bit more. That would greatly help me, greatly appreciate it. I decided to put only one other tier in there, and that's the $8 tier. That's a legendary tier. It's the same thing as a $4 tier. You get all the same stuff, all the content, everything I produce for both tiers, get all the content. The legendary tier gets two other bonuses. First, going forward, and the new PDF guides, and the new Foundry V10 adventure modules, if you want your name in there, special credits are only going to go to legendary members. So legendary members are going to get their names in the new PDF guides and the new Foundry adventure modules. In addition, once a month, I'll be hosting a video chat with the legendary members talking about session prep, campaign prep, Foundry, all kinds of stuff once a month just for the legendary members. And throughout the year, I will have some special features, special behind the scenes stuff that I will make available just to the legendary members. But as far as all the core content that I produce, both the regular $4 member and $8 member, and those are just the you can pay what you want. You can pay 5 or 6, 7. If you're a legendary member, if you are Mr. Deep Pockets or Mrs. Deep Pockets, and you can afford $12 or $15 a month, woo! That'd be huge. I'd be hugely thankful for that. So those are the two members. You can go to the web page. There's a link down at the bottom to become a member. You just click the join button, and it's fairly, very, very simple. So what about Patreon? You're probably going to go, well, what about Patreon? You got all these supporters on Patreon. As of the release of this video, I am not taking on any new Patreon subscribers. I have turned off taking on new subscribers. So I've delisted them, so no more new subscribers. If you want the content, you got to come to the website and join on Ko-fi. For the existing Patreon members, I encourage you to come over to Ko-fi if you want to, for several reasons. Number one, I get to keep more of what I charge. Number two, the website's fully integrated into Ko-fi. So if you want to use this website and get access to that content, which is also available on Patreon, the website's integrated to Ko-fi. Number three, if you want your names in those guides, you got to become a legendary member on Ko-fi. And last but not least, probably the biggest incentive, if you want access to the new project that's going to be exclusively listed and only available through Ko-fi and on the website. Now, if you decide to stay on Patreon, or you're going to stay on there for the rest of Curse of Strahd because that's all you're interested in, I will continue to be updating the PDF guides, the bonus content, the artwork, as well as the V10 modules we've pushed out there. And Patreon, I will support Patreon for the foreseeable future. I have no plans on taking it down, but in the future, I would like to hope to see all the people eventually move over to Ko-fi. I want to appreciate all of the Patreon supporters. I will continue to support them with all the content with Curse of Strahd, Legends of Barovia, and all the updates. But they'll also be made over on Ko-fi. And Ko-fi is technically a better deal. Instead of per content, it's $4 per month. Right? That's kind of a better deal. All right. With all of that out of the way, the new membership, what's going on with Patreon, the new website, all the cool stuff, what's going on with Legends of Barovia, let's talk about the new project. Now, the new project, something I've been thinking about. Some of you probably already know what the new project is. Maybe some of you don't. The new project is, drumroll please, Legends of Saltmarsh. Now, you might be asking yourself, of all of the D&D canon and available out there, why did I pick the Ghost of Saltmarsh to give it the legendary treatment to? Well, I have several reasons I'm going to share with you. First and foremost, Ghost of Saltmarsh isn't a campaign book. It is actually 7 adventures that have been loosely connected and tied to a unique location, Saltmarsh, in the surrounding areas. That provides 3 interesting ways to approach this project, and I'm going to be approaching all 3 ways simultaneously. Because they're individual adventures, I'm going to be adding new adventures at multiple levels throughout the campaign so that you can use Legends of Saltmarsh to run various one-shots. Maybe you want the party to create some level 5 characters to go off an adventure. Well, there'll be a level 5 adventure in Legends of Saltmarsh. So individual one-shots. Number 2, I'm designing some major story arcs in there, so tying it all together to create a campaign. So if you want to run this from a level 1 through level 10 plus in a campaign setting, yes, you'll be able to do that as well. And number 3, I will attempt in a very ambitious attempt to also create a West March system. Now, West March is a role-playing, open-world role-playing style. It's become fairly popular. It was popular in the old 70s and 80s time during Gary Gygax's time, but it's becoming popular again. And what this is you're running a campaign for, you could run 30, 40, 50 adventures. They all don't play at the same time. They organize their play independently, but when they play, they impact the world around them. I'm going to attempt to be including some notes and some rule sets so that you can run Legends of Saltmarsh as a West March system. So it's ambitious, but I'm going to try to tackle it. I like to set the bar high and try to jump as high as I can. So I'm going to be doing that. Now, the other interesting things about Ghost of Saltmarsh that really drew me to it was two things that go hand in hand. It's geographical terrain features, right? So you've got forest, mountains, swamps, rivers, coastal areas, oceans, and islands. So you've got a lot of interesting geographic terrain features that you can incorporate into your adventures in a very small relative area. The second thing is it already has a foundation for geopolitical intrigue and baseline foundation for adventures. We got to touch a little bit on that with Vallaki, with the Valkyr house and the Baron vying for power, and the Vistani trying to smuggle and stealing goods out of the warehouse. So there was some political intrigue and machinations going on in Vallaki. Well, Saltmarsh has it in spades. Already in the core foundation, we've got the Dwarven Mining Guild. We've got the factions in Saltmarsh. You have the fishing community. You've got the smugglers and the pirates. You've got the lizard people in the north. You've got the military naval group in the south. There is so much faction and power. Everybody's struggling for control of Saltmarsh because it's geographically important. It's rich in resources, and it's a major trade route coming down the river as well as the coast. So it is a geographic and geopolitical epicenter, and there's a lot of people trying to gain control of it. That really lends itself to some great storytelling as well as some great plot hooks and adventures to weave out of there, and it's already loosely based in there. So those are a couple of things. Now there's two personal reasons why I'm taking on this project. The first reason is a personal passion for nautical themes and pirates. I grew up sailing. I raced sailboats as a kid. I love the ocean. I was in the Navy. I spent a lot of time in the Caribbean. I read a lot of pirate literature. As a small segue, and I'll put a link in the bottom, one of my favorite authors wrote one of my favorite books, which the book is called On Stranger Tides. It's a fantasy pirate book, highly recommended. The author is Tim Powers. He's kind of in some ways, kind of almost a modern day Lovecraft, pulp fiction writer. Really good stuff. But On Stranger's Tides, I'll put a link in the description below. That book will certainly be influential in the content that I put together for Legends of the Salt Marsh. The second personal reason for this is back in the 80s, I actually played two of the adventures that have been added into this campaign. So there's some nostalgia there for me as well. So those are the reasons that I'm putting this together. Now, in addition to that, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek into some things I'm working on. There will be new weapons in Legends of Saltmarsh. I am including a flintlock pistol, flintlock rifle, and cannons, which include a swivel gun, 6-pounder, and 12-pounder with different types of shot. I've already got that rule set. I started working out on that. In addition, I have purchased and downloaded six different role-playing game rule sets for nautical adventures, mostly rules for running ships. And I'm going to cobble together my own more simplified version of that. So there'll be a new nautical rule set, as well as using flintlock pistols, rifles, and cannons in there. It's going to be really exciting for that. I'm really excited about that. So when can we expect the first guides in the campaign guide of Legends of Saltmarsh to come out? Now, remember, January, I'm going to be focusing with DM and Andy on wrapping up Ravenloft. We are working on the updated V10 adventures for Legends of Barovia and some other content. So I have conservatively said in the end of the first quarter, which is end of March, you will see the first of the guides. And after that, we'll be on a regular schedule, rolling out 1 to 2 each month of the guides to Legends of Saltmarsh. I am super excited about this project. I hope you join me on this project. It will be made exclusively to members on the Ko-fi page. So if you want to sign up, become a member on Ko-fi to get access to the Legends of Saltmarsh content, you will. Now, again, we're going to go through the same iterative process that we do now with the early release playtest PDFs, the early release playtest Foundry modules, then getting all your input. I send it to Jesse Winters, get it edited, and we will, just like with Legends of Barovia, be releasing the free guides to the entire community. You could participate in making those guides available, and your input makes a huge difference. So a huge thank you to all of you. I hope you had a great holiday. I hope you're going to kick off 2023 with a blast. And until next time, may all your roles be critically successful. And with that, let's watch some great photos and see the credits of all the people that made this happen. We'll listen to a little bit of Ravenloft here.